key and the big key. It looks like this is not a good slot desert for a change. Yeah, it looks like maximum Varnish opting beeline straight for that Pearl he saw lying on the desert ledge.
Alright, this should work better now, hopefully. Alright, so with that Moon Pearl, he gets a lot of access to the Dark World, so...
Yeah, he should have most of it open already. But I imagine he's going to check the rest of the desert first while he's in the area. And definitely looks like that's his play. The Lumberjack was just 20 rupees, Raven Dark Heart. And just a piece of heart, another item in desert. There's one more item left as a mystery here, which might be on Lunlow. I've actually missed what was on the torch there.
He's probably gonna go and check Gina's cave very quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense while he's in the area. And I don't think it was big key on the torch, considering I saw Maximum Varnish open the big key, big chest.
I think it was, wasn't it?
I saw him open the big chest for a small key, so he should be good in that regard.
Mushroom, interesting.
That was the mushroom, I see. Oh wait, that's not my turn.
Alright, so yeah, the only logical choice is to finally delve into the Dark World. Actually, this is one of the later Dark World accesses.
Yeah, it's almost half an hour in and we're only seeing the Dark World now. He did seem to hover over the tube momentarily to consider handing in a shroom, but I guess he figures it's more important to check this place first.
I'm pretty sure you just forgot. Because like getting the mushroom is like with the fluid, it's like super simple. You're right there.
Yeah, true. I don't know, maybe he's hoping for a mirror and to be able to combine it with the catfish check. You never know. And ZelGadissan, meanwhile, going to be disappointed by the back of escape, and we've got a Dark World map check. The remaining pendants are Skullwoods and Thieves Town, with Thieves Town being green. We've got Crystals 5 and 6 in Palace of Darkness and Swamp Palace.
And Barnage opting to do the only logical thing in version 26, going to Skullwoods, especially if it's Pendant Dungeon.
Yeah. It's practically overworld anyway.
So I'm totally expect to see the mirror here at least.
Yeah. Something like that. So honestly, it might just be like, hey, here's the fire rod, you should go kill Marcella right now.
I actually wonder why Barnage... I don't know if you forgot that as well, but I wonder why he did not check Pedestal right there, because...
Yeah, he was there, and he does have to book, and it's... Speaking of the pedestal, let's see if we can figure out what could possibly be on there. There's actually quite a lot of options right now, I think. Can't be the fire rods, but it could be the ice rod, it could be one of the required medallions. It might even very possibly be nothing else than the lantern, if the game is feeling particularly trolly about it. So in that case, we'd be seeing a seat without the lamp in all likelihood.
Oh, well...
That's the fire rod.
That's a fire rod. That's pretty good. I mean... Am I seeing it correctly? It could actually technically be the Titan Myths, right? In Pedestal.
Yes, you are correct, in fact. could actually be the Titan's Myth. That would be the most high-ticket item we have available here. So if you guys want to trolley seed, pray for the Titan's Myths on the pedestal chat.
I haven't seen the Titan myths on the pedestal in a long time. It's a good one. It's actually not that trolly, but just for the fact that the Titan myths just block off such a large portion of the game.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see if ZelGadissan does opt to hand in this mushroom, considering he's leaving the place normally. I would imagine so. But we'll see. Not anyway, that was both the items found in Skullwoods already. Fire Ord is a very important find though, and does open up that hero basement for them again, but I doubt that's going to be the first thing on their minds.
Pretty sure if there's something in the hero basement, that's going to be probably the last place that they will ever check.
Yeah.
They even already have the tablet on over there, so...
Yeah, there's like, until they start going to the Dark World side of that mountain, there's just no reason to route that in. And what does the Sea-shaped household for us today? It's 3 bombs. And meanwhile, I'm going to take a quick look at ZelGadissan stream to actually figure out what was on that torch. And it was 20 rupees. Okay, so we do have both the items found already in Desert Palace, I think.
Ooh, Temperate Sword, not too bad.
Sword. Yeah, that's very generous. Continues this Seed's trend of actually being very offensively favored. And the chest game is 3 bombs, it looks like. And ZelGadissan also picking up his moon pearl. And is he opting to try it? Oh no, he's heading back. Oh no, he never checked the right side of desert, so he obviously is going to go down, right. And it looks like Maximum Barnage is going to pull off the paddler's powder glitch with his mushroom. Maybe that's why he was not immediately handing it in. Yep, just emptying out that magic bar.
Not an easy task with half magic.
Yep.
I'm actually not sure if this is... Yeah, I was about to say you need to be completely... It would have been actually crazy if you would not have been able to bring it completely.
Yep, but let's see what the magic path holds for us today. Keep in mind this item is sequence broken, so if it is a progression item, it's something he's not so fast. But it was just 10 arrows, so no major benefit today.
And now he has to get some magic back. He's probably gonna hand in the mushrooms right now, though.
Yeah, I would imagine so. He has very little reason to keep it around unless he's really worried about that. Nope, he's actually keeping it. That's interesting. Well, it's fairly time intensive for fairly little gain. So good, isn't it? Sorry.
No, it's all good.
ZelGadissan in the meantime is opting to head into Hype Cave first as his first Dark World check.
There we go, finally getting pedestal check here. Get hyped. Also, this is gonna be a sync check to see how much, if we are still behind. I'm gonna tell you what. So let's see. He is going to check the pedestal right now. Bomb storage low.
Yep, and a shield so far in Hype Cave.
Rip the dream.
Yep, Hype Cave was also not very hype as usual.
Wasn't very sync. I don't know. We're trying to work on it, guys. I'm sorry for the. This was a very short notice race, and we just set up something on the go, and Xelnas is doing his best to provide with it. So shoutouts to him anyway.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Zelda for getting this going on super short notice. Maximum advantage is rupees go are all used up on refilling the magic he used before. That's it for him, that Zora doesn't hold anything of worth like he usually does. And just 5 rupees on the pyramid.
So I think, I gotta be a little bit careful here. Those things hurt if you only have a green mail. So I think he's probably gonna go pot. I actually like that play a lot. I mean, you already have the bow and the hammer. You can full clear the dungeon, and pot is known to, like, Path of Darkness is known to be a very item-heavy location in some seeds. So
yeah, I do
definitely a good choice.
But I would personally, of the two, I would prefer to be in maximum advantage situation, because having the fire rod does make one of the harder dark rooms in Path of Darkness a lot easier, but it's certainly doable without.
That's true. I mean, if you decide to do it right now, you have to be comfortable with your dark room skills. But
yeah, I'm especially thinking of that one turtle room. He does have the bombos medallion, so he could opt to hammer once and then bombos to clear out most of the turtles, but we'll see what he does. I imagine he'll pull off whatever it is without Hitch too.
Okay, maximum advantage deciding to follow straight up ahead.
And yeah, no, it's the play that makes the most sense. So long as they're comfortable with dark rooms, and I'm pretty certain both of them are. This is a dungeon they can just full clear. This is a dungeon with a lot of items in it, even if most of the items tend to be hiding in the back of it. But with the bow, that's not a problem.
It's actually interesting that we saw a very late Hoolihan room from Varnish, because he did not have enough money to pay Kiki here.
Yeah, I'm happy he remembered at least, because it's extremely easy to just forget completely about the 110 rupee entrance fee for Path of Darkness in my experience.
Yeah, it's true. For some reason, in the early on, you only have eyes for the 500 rupees for Zora, and then I've definitely seen people already forget about the 100 rupees. And I personally also have already forgotten the 10 rupee fee.
Yeah, so that one is especially sneaky because it's so early in the sequence. The 10 rupees is normally so meaningless, so if it isn't, it just suddenly bites you, because then you're like, okay, I've got my 104 Paths of Darkness, let's go up to this dungeon. Then the monkey runs away when you actually reach the dungeon entrance, and you look at your rupee count, and then you're like, oh, right, those 10 rupees were there. But so far, Palace of Darkness is proving to be the Palace of Keys, as it so often is.
Yeah. Lots of chests in here, but also lots of small keys.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the boat looks like the boat taking pretty much the same. Oh no, wait, there's a slight divergence there. It looks like Maximum Bond just opting to skip the vanilla big key chest for now. And Ito does actually do kills on turtles, to answer a question in chat, as long as they're flipped.
Oh, and the boots! Now that's a good find.
That is a very good find. They opened up a couple of more things for them. And it means they can get those 20 rupees on the torch in Desert if they really want to.
So I guess gotta be a little bit careful here though, he only has one heart. He does have a red potion though, but...
It looked like he was setting up the death warp for remembering that he had the hammer.
I would use it, but apparently he's like, nah.
Yeah, this is
skilled enough.
High risk. Because with green mail, I'm pretty certain that all of these enemies are just well, one hit, one kill. Ah, there he goes. He does use his potion before entering this room. Very good choice, because, well, there you go. He would have died right there.
I mean, especially the dark rooms are a little bit trolly. You are bound to get hit at some point.
We've got a second shield upgrade of the match, so now they'll soon... Oh well, one of them will soon be... is now sporting the fashionable fire shields, while Maximum Varnish will be picking up his first shield there.
I think if we didn't see it, I think it was the master key that he picked up.
Yeah, it's either master key or a compass, or if we're particularly unlucky, it might have been a sword or medallion.
It's kind of weird that some items are being shown in the like in the dark room and some are not.
Actually, it looks like they picked up the Quake medallion and looking at Maximum Varnage's menu.
Yeah.
And that's the powder.
Oh, it was Titan Mids as well. I actually did not see that. Okay, that's pretty sick.
Oh, if they picked up Titan Mids, that's extremely sick.
Yeah, I was just looking at the normal items. Didn't see the upgrades. Yeah, it was Titan Mids. I wonder if they realized it.
My god, this was a really good Palace of Darkness in that case. Because that opens up pretty much in the entire world to them. And in fact, they're looking for... Let's see now. They're looking for the Flippers and the Ice Rod at this point. Well, and the Fire Rod in ZelGadissan's case, but actually he'd be really distracted from checking Skullwoods for that at this point.
This Palace of Darkness is definitely stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zelda deciding to do the Death Warp here.
Yeah, don't blame him. This dungeon is actually extremely inconvenient to round without the mirror, but oh, he forgot he had a fairy in a bottle. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, rip, and now he's gonna... What else, Matt? I wonder if Varnish is doing the same arrow. I think he's doing the same mistake.
Doesn't if he picked up the same bottle with a fairy.
Oh, he did not, okay. Wait, did he already use the fairy, or...?
According to the tracker, he only has a single bottle, so I think he just never picked up that one.
I see. Actually, don't know where he picked it up. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but it's a slight bit of divergence between the two of them. Oh, apparently he replaced his fairy with a green potion.
What a trick.
Thank you, Zelda. But, yep, there we go, there's the Mario. Now it's up to him to quickly clear this Mimic Room before he finishes the dungeon itself. In fact, we might soon have synced up Dark Rooms for everybody's viewing excitement.
Yeah. This is... I mean, Varnish does have a Fire Rod, so the room with the turtles becomes a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's definitely going to give him a little bit of an advantage there.
Now, Zelda, on the other hand, he could have some trouble. He only has a Master Sword as well.
Yeah, that's the advantage for doing these Dark Rooms is definitely on Maximum Varnage's side. But I will see how well they pull it off.
Yeah, and having used that fairy, that's definitely not an easy task now.
Yeah, I hope he remembers how effective Bomb Blows is on those turtles once they're flipped over. It's definitely not worth trying to be quick by, well, dying.
Alright, good luck, Zelda.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch on this side. Or at least attempt to interpret what's going on. A little trouble finding the door. There he goes.
Meanwhile, Barnett just hammering away on Helmethor.
Yeah, he was very. It's always very fortunate if Thomasol decides to make a forward movement because allows you to get those hammer hits in significantly quicker. And there we go, Thomasol down. Well, meanwhile, ZelGadissan is down to 1 heart. This be using Quake, which, as far as I know, is not actually all that effective there. Ooh, that is really unfortunate.
I actually wonder if he decides to go back now, because actually would make, yeah, it makes sense for him. I don't think he's going anywhere there.
Yeah, I would also, if I were in his shoes at this point, I would also opt to just go somewhere else to see if I can make this room a bit easier.
Yeah. If you're in that position, you should probably just not try to force it. You're just gonna die over and over again.
Yep.
Right now, that death is... I mean, it's very, very annoying, unfortunate, but it's not absolutely terrible because, you know, at least he cleared Pearl's Darkness until the boss, so...
Yeah, and he does have all the items from the dungeon, and man, what a load of items that was. Rarely seen a Palace of Darkness so loaded. Looks like he's also opting to check the pedestal at this point. It's just gonna be 3 bombs. He's just gonna find out it's 3 bombs, sadly, but can't blame him.
It's double disappointment.
And if I count it right, we did in fact see both items in the Palace. This was 20 rupees and something else along those lines.
Wasn't the fire? No, wait, the fire was in Skullwoods.
Yeah. Which I hope that you could see ZelGadissan checking at this point, considering he's going into the Dark World here and everybody loves checking Skullwoods early.
Yeah. So basically they're both doing stuff that the other person has done before, going into pod.
At least Maximum Varnish now has a sword, shield that matches the look of his sword. It's always very important to be fashionable in these.
Alright, Zelga's gonna be happy to pick up his fire rod.
Yeah, definitely. That'll make, even if he never finds the lamp, it'll make doing that turtle room a lot easier, as we saw on Maximum Varnish's side.
So I really wonder if they actually realize that they have the Titan Myth, because it's like, it was such a hidden...
Yeah.
It was hidden, and like you could really easily miss that. And
yeah, I would have
pointing out that they actually have still marked the normal gloves on their tracker. That's what I meant with that.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's easy to miss. And so far they haven't done anything that would require the Titan Smiths. We'll see in a little bit if Maximum Varnish follows up the digging game with the Smiths next, really. Because that is a very common play for people to do if they do have the Myths.
Yeah, it's interesting for you in the chat. They actually did check the inventory, but I think they just didn't realize they picked up the Titan Myths, because they were probably only looking at the, you know, usable item slots and not the passive ones.
And yeah, thinking about it, ZelGadissan actually also took the long way into the Dark World here instead of just opting to lift the Blackstone, so he definitely doesn't realize yet that he's got the Titan Myths.
Yeah, but he did check pedestal, so maybe that was intended, but...
Maybe.
I don't know. They probably both don't know. This is going to be very interesting if they just don't know it and they just don't realize it.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, we'll see how Maximum Varnish opts to head into the Dark World. It looks like Maximum Varnish doesn't realize he has the Titan's Myth yet either.
He definitely does not. This is actually really, really disgusting and interesting at the same time. You know, I would actually feel bad I would actually feel bad right now, but if they both do the same mistake, it's actually kind of hilarious.
Yeah, that's actually really funny. As for how they might not realize, they got the Myths while in the dark room, and that means they do not pop up out of a chest like they normally would, so it's actually really easy to miss, especially since it's a bit of your inventory you don't often look at.
The thing is, they even inspected the inventory. They saw that they picked up the Quake, which was the other chest in the dark room. So they definitely checked it, but they just didn't realize that the gloves have been upgraded.
It's incredible. I wonder it's going to be a race to figure out who's going to be the first to find out that they do in fact have the bits now.
The flippers.
The flippers. That's interesting. That's more things they can do without actually needing the bits now.
Well, the thing is, they can't. Well, they can't really. I mean, they can get to Ice Palace, but they think they cannot get into it because they don't have the bits.
Yeah, but they will be able to do the full clear of Swamp Palace, so that's almost certain.
They're like, oh, finally I found the flippers. Finally I can go. If I would have just had the Titan list to go into Ice Palace.
That's gonna be funny. Oh dear. What are the chances of this happening? That's really good there. And I'm real happy that they both didn't realize, because that's going to make this a lot more fun. It would have been a shame if only one of them didn't realize.
This might actually come down to whoever realizes it the first.
Yep.
That has to have an advantage. Yeah.
Oh dear. It's definitely something we'll have to keep in mind to ask them about afterwards. How long it took them to realize they had the Titan bits. This is going to be definitely the interesting thing on this one.
At this point I'm almost certain that they will not realize until they've checked a lot of places, really. Because I mean, if you open your inventory, why would you ever look down there in the glove spots? You just wouldn't do that. You know, if it would be a different item, like, see, I mean, if it's a usable item, you would eventually notice. But I mean, you never look to the bottom section of the inventory.
Like, if it weren't for chat pointing out that they picked up the Titan bits, I would not have known at this point either, because I never actually looked there.
Same.
And yeah, there is actually a subtle change to the Link sprite, and his gloves do change with the glove upgrade you have.
I just read Alucard's. That would be so epic. They're just like, oh, I can't get on it. Wait, how can I lift this? That would be so epic.
I definitely hope that's the way they're gonna find out. Just the frustration try to lift something, and then it actually picks up, and they're like, wait a minute, what? When did I pick these up?
But other than that, it's really interesting because they're choosing pretty much the same routing over. They're both in Thieves Town right now. I mean, without quote the Titan bits unquote, they don't have that many places to go. But
no. The interesting thing is that we'll probably see them both traveling up to that mountain again to check that funnel.
Yeah.
Basement just in Hera before going into that world mountain, which is crazy. Oh dear. I'm really happy to be commentating on this, because that isn't a very exciting mistake to make.
As I said, I would feel terrible right now, but if it's both of them, it's like, yeah, perfect.
Anyway, let's see how blind goes. Varnish straight boots first phase.
Yeah, we need 9 total hits on the head. It does not matter which sword you have, by the way.
Yeah, having the sword beam is a little convenient now. This is very smooth blind fight. Just a single hit taken is very good.
And the
ice rod. So they would actually be in a position to wait a minute. They would be in go mode if they just realized they had the Titan's mitts.
Yeah, they still need the mirror, but yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, they need the mirror, sorry. They're just one item short of go mode in that case, if they realize they have the Titan's mitts.
This is actually a pretty sick seat, honestly. This is actually a very, very... Like, I mean, it's just a mirror left for them right now, right? Technically.
Yep. Yeah, according to the logic, of course, the lamp as well. They might need the Eater medallion, but well, we'll probably not be seeing what medallions they need until they're for a while yet, because they're both still in this position where they don't realize they have to Titan's mids.
So Barnage is gonna check the green pendant here real quickly. Probably with the flippers. We have not seen the Zora section yet, I believe. So
No,
like
no,
all
but-
the entire waterfall cave and everything.
Yep, that's almost certainly going to be his next check. The only players that make sense, really.
I also don't know if Barnage already checked the Ice Rod cave.
I'm not
think he did.
certain.
I would imagine he would check it otherwise. I think one of them
Yeah.
checked it. I'm not sure which one it was.
Yeah, no, I definitely know one of them checked it. It was just 5 rupees in there, but I don't remember who it was.
Okay, so actually for both of these runners right now, it like for them it would be the best if the mirror was actually locked in, like, I don't know, in a location which is blocked away by the Titan mids.
Yeah, and there's plenty of those to choose from. In fact, at this point, it's more likely that it's there. As amusing as it would actually be to see a run where the runners are in go mode and just don't realize it because they both don't realize they have the Titan's mids. So at this point, they're going to be running out of locations to check. So it can't be that long before they just look at their inventory real close and are like, wait a minute, what's this thing?
It's gonna be interesting to see if they will eventually notice, but we definitely saw Barnage taking the long route into the Dark World, so he definitely does not know, unless he already realized it. Oh, that's the mirror!
Oh, die.
That's go mode, right? I mean,
That must be-
unless ether is required.
It's go mode minus possibly ether. That's incredible. I imagine Maximum Body's next play in this situation will be going into Form Palace to look for the Titan's mids in that case.
Yeah.
If he already has them.
I mean, it's not bad because I mean they have to do Swarm anyway, but
Still, that's incredible. Like, what? You never expect to see this happen, and it's all because of the fact that some of the items just don't show up in the dark.
yeah.
Oh dear. Man, this would be an incredibly quick go mode too. They're not even an hour in yet. Yeah, it does look like Maximum Barnage is in
Yeah.
fact greatest Form Palace.
It's definitely a good choice, definitely.
Yeah, it will allow him to do. It will allow him to check the Purgatory afterwards as well.
So Zelga's gonna pick up his mirror and Barnage deciding to check.
He's gonna
the
check.
little, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna check the ledge cave. Yeah. Very sensible, considering as far as he's concerned, he only is missing a single item for go mode.
I don't know about this. I would have probably done this after Swamp, right? I mean, you could go right up ahead and then do the entire, you know, the dwarf and oh, okay, that was actually not intended, but of course you need the Titan mids for that. Yeah, forgot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he does this because he knows he in his mind he cannot go back to Village of Outcasts right now.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if ZelGadissan won't be making a similar play. Again, so far neither of them have made any indication that they do in fact now they have the Titan's mids.
Yeah, I mean he's also not checking the king's tomb, right? I mean,
Nope, it's
wouldn't
just,
that be the thing that you would immediately check after getting here?
he could. I mean, he could check it with his mirror. Would be an interesting one to watch, and would also be an incredibly clear sign that he doesn't realize he has the Titan mid.
Yeah, he doesn't check it. He doesn't know. They both don't know they have the Titan mids.
That's.
Are you
amazing.
serious? That's insane.
This is crazy. Welcome to early morning rando, everybody.
And they also haven't checked the Mire area, obviously, because they just don't know. They don't know they can get there.
Oh, wow.
Like, I so badly want to know if they're in go mode.
Yeah, me too. They'll be left in the blank until they're at least done with Swamp Palace, and in Zelda's case, we'll probably revisit the Panels of Darkness to pick up the other 5-6 crystals, so we can do the Pyramid Ferry after this. But what's a thing to happen?
Also, interestingly enough, they still haven't found the lamp, so...
Yeah.
I actually didn't remember. You gotta remember, like, there are a lot of items being locked away by the lamp in Pod, so I think it would definitely the Titanids, obviously.
It's actually relatively likely they'll find the lamp somewhere here in Swamp.
Yeah, that actually would make sense, because the mirror was in the mirror was in the waterfall cave and the flippers were in Thief's Zone. That would make sense, yeah.
It's alternatively to any of the other mirror accessible locations, because the mids were actually locked by the mirror, so we know they won't be anywhere that's locked by the mid, so they should be finding it before they go anywhere when they realize they have the mids. But this would have been a lampless seat if they had realized they had the mids.
Yeah, basically. I mean, also clear indication right now, because if I would be in one of those situations, I would immediately check the requirement for the medallions, just to know if I am in Goma, because I do not want to do the entirety of Swamp.
Yeah, nobody wants to do the entirety of Swamp if they can avoid it.
They might even opt to skip it. Well, actually, no. If they are still looking for the Titanids, they are definitely going to full clear this dungeon.
Yeah, in Maximum Barnage's case, this is actually the last area he can check. So far it appears that Swamp Palace doesn't really hold anything of value. But man...
Oh, looks like Barnage is deciding to go for the quick route. I can only assume that he will go back in for the left side if he doesn't find... well, if he doesn't find the Titanids in here. Derp.
Yeah. He will be going back into the left side of this place. Be a very odd choice at this point in his mind to not do so.
With the same play.
Yeah, this is common for people who don't find the big key early. Especially if you're just in need of a single item more to go mad. Of course, both of them are already in
there's
go
the
mode.
lamp.
Probably, yep, there's the lamp. It's called. When called back up in sequence, it's just, well...
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense for the lamp to be in here.
Yeah, at least this means they don't have to do Misery Mire in the dark.
I would actually love to see Ether in here, really. I would love it.
Yeah, because then we have absolutely definitive go mad.
Good job, Xenos, on the addition for the Titanids. On the tracker. This is so epic. I mean... It's not even the fact that it's just happening, it's the fact that it's happening on both sides in one race.
Yeah, so unusual. I'm really... I've said this like a million times at this point, but I'm really happy they don't realize, because that's gonna make this a lot more exciting. This would have been a total blowout race if one of them had realized but the other had not, and that would have been very disappointing instead.
Nice quick kill by Barnage though with the fire rod.
Yeah, very good. Very impressive.
Schrodinger's mids, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just can't see them noticing right now until it's too late, basically, for them.
Yeah.
Barnage deciding not to go back inside the swamp.
It's interesting.
You can do the ferry.
Yeah, he's definitely opting to go for the Pyramid Ferry right now.
They are pretty synced. Yeah, unfortunately, Zelda still has to do pod because he died there and couldn't continue.
They're both opting to skip the left side of Swamp. So I guess we might be seeing a revisit to that area soon.
Not only that, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a revisit to Swamp as well before we're gonna see, you know, we're gonna see absolute despair.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy to consider.
they're gonna be like, what? I did everything. They're gonna be just completely in panic because they think they mismarked something on their tracker or something like that.
Man, what a development. Let's see what Pyramid's very old, shall we?
Give it ether, dude. Please give it ether.
If it's ether, I would definitely be happy because then we're definitely absolutely 100% in go mode when they realize it.
Barnish is probably gonna opt in to go to Catfish right now as well.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense from his point of view. Yeah, he's also finally handing in his mushroom. I don't think it gave anything worthwhile, but
This was a light/dark world high five, basically.
yep. Cross-dimensional high five.
Cross-dimensional high five. I like it. He bonked the rock. See, he just doesn't know. He just does not know.
Wow. Just
Zelda opting to finish pod right now. Definitely not a bad choice. I'm actually not sure if Helmasaur has another item.
yeah, I think it was just the map, but it does mean that he can also do the Pyramid Fairy check. We've also got the Rat Boomerang off of Catfish, the item everybody was hoping for.
Right now, I think it's... To be speaking in the race though, I think Barnage has a little bit of an advantage because I think he will run eventually out of spots first.
Yeah.
Just because the fact that Zelda has to re-dive into pod right now, which is really, really unfortunate. But remember, Maximum Barnage still has the basement and Tower of Hera. He still has the left side of Swamp, but I mean, that's also for Zelda as well.
Looks like he'll be checking Gink's Tomb and the Graveyard Ledge.
Oh. No, he doesn't know! He just doesn't know! This is so epic!
Oh dear.
I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain this is a randomizer first for both the runners to pick up the Titan Smiths in the dark room in Palace of Darkness and then not realize they do in fact have the Titan Smiths.
Where is Ether? Come on, video game, give me the Ether! Actually, I don't care. Honestly, if Ether is not required, they would have been in go mode after like 50 minutes.
Yeah. Just absurd. This is just absurdity at its finest.
Oh, come on! He had to see it, right? He was looking at his inventory so long.
See where he opts to go.
He's going back. I think he's going back to Swamp.
Nope, they didn't notice his Titan Splits.
He's going back to Swamp. No!
Who knows, maybe we'll find the Titans now.
Oh my god!
Not the Titans, but the Eater Medallion.
Oh my god, this is so epic.
Yeah.
He's back to Swamp. Meanwhile, Zelda is finishing up pod, and he has to think, okay, Helmasaur does not have anything. He probably thinks he's screwed completely.
Yep. I imagine the both also really thinking they must be really far behind at this point, because surely the other runner has found the Titan Smiths by now, right?
Yeah. back into this one. I cannot believe this.
Yeah. This is just the best, and I'm really happy this is happening.
He didn't see it as he was looking at his inventory for like 3 seconds, so at this point he will definitely check every single possible location before looking at his inventory for at least 10 seconds, then checking if he missed any item, and then probably eventually noticing that or realizing that he does have the Titan mitts, and then he's like, where did I find those? Then we're gonna probably see some rage bombs or rage stashes.
Yeah, definitely. Because man, I would be real annoyed at this point at finding the mitts in the most unlikely location possible, my own inventory.
And ZelGa's doing the same thing.
Yep.
Or is he? Oh wait, he still hasn't done the ferry, right? Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he is doing the ferry first, which makes sense. It's the quicker check of the two, but.
You know, it would be epic if they just don't both forfeit after realizing that they just missed it. Or if they just don't get it at all. They're like, yeah, forfeit.
Well, it would be insane if that were to happen. So let's hope for both these runners that when they do eventually run out of options, they're the kind of idle on their inventory screen and not on their map screen.
Oh yeah, this is again a reminder that ZelGa actually had a crash early on in the run, so he actually had to start over. So he's technically like 2 to 3 minutes behind in that sense. That's also why you don't see a timer on this side, by the way.
Yeah, it's incredibly impressive how well he's caught up, actually. There's been some incredible execution on his side.
Wait, we haven't seen the escape at all yet, right?
We have not, no.
Yeah. Right, that's also on Barnage's list still.
There's the big key in Swamp. And the compass. And there's just one final item left in Swamp Palace. Let's see what it is. Will it be the shuffle? The shuffle would be amusing right now, so I hope it's the shuffle.
The true winners of this race right now is the chat. And the viewers. The viewers in chat. You guys are the winners right now. Congratulations, you win the internet.
On that note, I'd like to make a quick shout out to our runners. They are providing us with some very good entertainment here, and if you like what you're seeing, you should probably consider giving them a follow.
Oh god, you can see the the absolute despair in Barnage's side because he's going to go back for Tower of Hero basement.
Yep, he sure is. I wonder if he's forgotten about the escape too in that case, because it's a location you'd think to check first because it's less out of the way. ZelGa apparently realizes that the final dark escape doesn't have anything. Oh dear. Looks like ZelGa's setting up to make the catfish play and pick up his red boomerang next. Not gonna give him anything, it's not gonna be the most useful item for him, but at least it's an item. And we'll give us get a one step closer to that. Hello, 100% tracker completion.
Will he lift the rock? That is the question.
Yep.
You know, he might just do it out of, habit, and he might actually not realize it.
Nope. Oh, he did it.
He did it!
Let's see if he actually realized what he
He
just
didn't know
did.
it! He did not know it! He just realized it! I said it, he did it out of habit!
Oh my god.
You've gotta be kidding me, right?
Looks like ZelGadissan is our runner to it's our first runner to actually notice he's in go mode. Well, probably anyway. He's probably going to check Turtle Rock and Misery Maya very shortly to make certain he doesn't need the Ether Medallion as well.
He did not know it, I just knew it. He just did it out of habit!
Yeah. Well, that puts ZelGadissan in the lead in this race. Having been the first to figure out that he has in fact had the Titan's bit since doing Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, this is epic. I mean, you can probably just see the pain in his face right now.
Yeah.
He must be thinking he's behind by 20 minutes right now.
I would definitely be thinking that, because you'd definitely not expect your opponent to make the same mistake of assuming, well, not noticing they picked up the Titan's bits at one point. Let's see a little bit what the Turtle Rock Medallion is.
I actually don't know why he's checking this side first. I would have checked Misery Maya immediately.
Yeah. That's
Bombos.
bombos.
You know, now you're in a very stupid spot because you kind of have to go into Turtle Rock right now.
Yeah, it makes no sense to skip going into Turtle Rock. But, well, at this point I would not blame him for any mistakes he makes, because finding out the Titan's bits like this must be incredibly tilting.
Yes! Definitely. He might also just do it for the gamble, you know. He probably thinks he's so far behind that, you know, he's just banking on the fact that Misery Maya's Ether required or something like that. Oh, Barnage, on the other hand, he does not know it yet.
Yep, he's still checking. He's actually checking the dark section of Escape, which ZelGadissan skipped over because he realized it's just a map or a key or something. Yep, we'll probably be seeing the Hera basement check from Maximum Barnage next.
Definitely, definitely. He must be thinking, oh, come on, come on! Come on, it's right there! It's to the bottom! Are those rage slashes, or are they just like... I think he saw it. He's going to Ice Palace. I think he saw it.
He certainly is going to Ice Palace. And it looks like, yeah, we're boating. We're both very, very likely in go mode.
Alright, we have a race. We have a race.
They're actually in relatively good positions to finish close together for this one. ZelGadissan has a slight lead on noticing when he found the mids, but Maximum Barnage is roused here with doing Ice Palace, and probably Misery Maya first might pay off and save him a couple minutes of having to reclimb Dead Mountain.
Again, though, if he realized it, I again don't know why he's doing Ice Palace now. Why does no one check Misery Maya?
That's really surprising, but like I said, I wouldn't blame them for any odd plays at this point, because after that mids thing, it's just super tilting.
Ooh, that's a bad death for Zelda. He does not have the fairy anymore.
Yep. That chain calm room is the worst room here. And looks like it's time for the famous Ice Palace bomb jump.
So what do you do if you're Barnage right now? Is he gonna full clear this for looking for ether, or is he just gonna blast through it?
I think he's blasting through it. I think he skipped the room with the 5-pen gators already.
I would have probably not skipped that one, but yeah.
Yeah. But I do think he's just opting to believe he's in actual go mode, which is, well, he also, much like ZelGadissan on the other side, he probably thinks he's behind too.
Yeah. They are both slamming their heads on the table and the wall right now at the same time.
Yeah.
Probably. They're like, how could I be so stupid? Wow, he's not checking any chests. What if that chest contains ether right now and Mizrimire's ether required?
Oh dear, that would just be the cherry to top this race. And yeah, Zelda is also definitely opting to go mode Turtle Rock, considering he's not checking the another big key chest there.
Mm-hmm. We have not seen Mizrimire on either side. We do not know which medallion is required for Mizrimire. So this is like Schrodinger's go mode right now.
Mm-hmm. And looks like we've got a nice corner lock going on with us. Oh, there's a slight escape, but still, that's pretty good gold star fight right there.
Yeah, pretty good. Okay, like for Barnage right now, you just have to fly to Mizrimire, right? There's no other choice.
I certainly hope he's flying that next, so we can be relieved from our anxiety over whether they're actually in go mode or not. Alternatively, we can be excited to see both of them finally start a new hunt for the Ether Medallion.
Yeah.
That's the fate.
Thank you very much. Alright, this is it, boys. This is it. Will we have the troll ether?
It's just opting to go straight for the entrance, and it's with bombos as well. Perfect. So, yep, confirmed we are in fact in complete go mode. So both runners do not entirely know it yet, considering both of them still have one medallion left to check.
Check this, they would have been in go mode after like 50 minutes.
And in fact, didn't go
actually
half an hour ago.
Actually, an absolutely insane seed, honestly.
Yeah, this seed would have been incredibly quick.
They probably could have been done by now, honestly.
Yeah.
Or at least being close.
They would have definitely been in Ganon's tower, yeah. That's incredible.
Incredible turn of events here, but this is very like this is what I mean with Zelda. I mean, as you said, I don't blame them because they probably both have an incredible headache right now. They're just thinking, how could I ever be so dumb to not realize that? And then he just decides to go to Turtle Rock instead of doing the obvious things first.
Yeah, they're both probably incredibly nervous and they feel they have to catch up to the other racer because, well...
So yeah, this is interesting because, I mean, Zelda realized it as a first person, but he decided to take a very, very sub-optimal route for this. Yep. By going into Turtle Rock first. So
it wouldn't surprise me if his decision to go to Turtle Rock first was actually weighed by it being on his mind that he needed to go to Tower of Hera next if checking catchphrase didn't pay off. But, well, he didn't even need to go there.
So again, but also for Zelda, he has to go to Mizrimire right now.
Mm-hmm.
He has to know if he needs that Ether Medallion or not.
I can't imagine him making any other play. But we'll see what he does. Actually, it looks like he'll be opting to check Hookshot Cave on the area for the possible Ether Medallion, which does make sense.
That makes sense, yeah. Maybe he finds the Cerberus in there. That could give him a bit of an advantage.
Mm-hmm. Well... Goose ball
Reverse commentator curse.
there. Beta's blessing. Yeah, Zelda does appear to be opting to head straight to Misery Mire, and they'll have a bit of an easier time with Fitrias due to the silver arrows, which Maximum Barnage will probably not even pick up. Since I imagine he'll go straight to Total Rock after this.
Okay, so we might have. This is gonna be a pretty close race, I want to say. Like Maximum Barnage is halfway through Misery Mire, and he still has to do the longer dungeon with Turtle Rock.
Yeah, well, Zelda will just have to do Ice Palace, which is really quick in go mode, and then climb back up that mountain to be in the same position.
Yeah. And he has the advantage of the silver arrows, which Maximum Barnage will very, very likely not pick up.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see if this race will in fact come down to one runner catching up to the other during the Ganon fight. Because if so, that would be incredibly exciting considering all the circumstances that went into this.
I honestly cannot see Barnage checking Hookshot Cave for items. I believe if he would have only the Master Sword and no silvers, he might opt in to check it, but with the Tempered Sword, you're usually being well equipped for Ganon.
Yeah. Like he probably feels he can't waste time checking that for a possible lucky item that picks it up. The only reason Zelda opted to check it is because he did not yet know that he didn't need Gita. And technically Maximum Barnage has no either, but it's quicker to take the chance of him having the right medallion. Ooh, this is getting real close. I do believe even with the blue mail he's effectively one hit away from death from those eyeballs. But it looks like he'll be pulling it off, yeah. Now he's in the final phase and it's easy with the bow and arrow. There we go.
Zelda does have the cape, but he doesn't need the cape because he has the silver arrow, so he's gonna take care of Vitrius much quicker than Maximum Barnage can ever do.
And it looks like Maximum Barnage will in fact be the first runner to open up and make his way to Ganon's tower. Oh wait, never mind, he needs to do the Total Rock, what am I saying?
Yeah. But like for him it's the better routing because he does not have to climb the mountain twice.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see how he opts to go up the mountain. I expect he'll go straight to the Total Rock entrance, gambling on the fact that with 2 out of 3 medallions he's in good shape to just enter Total Rock immediately.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna check the entrance first. Oh, Zelda, you gotta be careful with those hearts again. I'm pretty sure they are both super nervous right now.
Yeah.
And they're probably closing, like they're closely getting to a point where they're like, why is my opponent not finished yet?
Yeah, definitely, because it's where how much extra time they spent checking locations when they had been in go mode for a while. It's incredible. Incredible to think that neither of them have finished yet. Because if either of them had just realized immediately they had the Titan Smith, it would have been a very different race.
So yeah, right now I want to say that Barnage is a little bit ahead because Turok's probably quicker than the rest of Misery Mire and Ice Palace for Zelda, but he does have the silver arrows. So this is definitely going to be a very, very close race.
Yeah. One of the closest races I'm willing to predict this is going to be one of the closest races we've seen in the main tournament. And once again, considering the circumstances, that's quite incredible. How often would you see a race decided by have a race be such a close finish when both runners just needed to realize they were missing, they would have had an item all along.
Alright, Zelda taking very, very quick care of Vitreous here.
And yeah, as our restreamer Zelda points out, it's also worth noting that Zelda actually lost a couple of minutes to a crash or something similar at the beginning, so it's incredible that he is as close as he is.
Yeah. Alright, so we have Barnage making his way through Turtle Rock while Zelda is heading to his last crystal as well, into Ice Palace. Ice Palace, being in Go mode, Ice Palace is actually a fairly quick dungeon if you get the bump jump fairly quickly.
Yeah. I actually wonder how close they'll be on entering Ganon's tower at this point, because I expect Zelda will be picking up his final crystal first, but Maximum Barnage will be close to the actual entrance.
Could actually be very close, honestly. But Maximum Barnage does have the advantage that he is already in Death Mountain, so he does not. He has the advantage of going straight to Ganon's tower after this. And as I said, I personally cannot think of Barnage checking the Hookshot Cave after this.
No, I definitely can't either. Just doesn't make sense, especially if you believe you're behind.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would be very surprised if he thinks he isn't behind at this point.
So
yeah,
again, both of these runners have to think they're like at least 15 to 20 minutes behind. They are probably just they're keeping track of the RSC channel all the time, thinking or waiting just for the dot done from the opponent.
Yeah, and as chat's pointing out, it might actually be interesting to see if they'll take riskier strats than usual in Ganon's tower, like checking some of the more unlikely locations. Well, the usual later locations first, just in the belief that the only reason their opponent hasn't finished yet is because of the big key being in one of the trolliest locations.
Just imagine them both gambling on Tile Room, that would be so epic.
Yeah.
Nice bomb jump there by Zelda. Perfect lineup.
Pulls it off incredibly quickly. And just it is actually a slight glitch. The Stalfos are not supposed to be vulnerable to bombs until they have collapsed, but to the way they're coded, once one of them is collapsed, both of them count as being vulnerable to bombs. Interestingly, Zelda is actually checking this double freeze or finds the butter sword. Oh my!
Are you serious? That's a... Okay, I mean, as I said, like, Barnage just skipped over that. You remember when I said, like, what if, you know, something is in there?
Yeah, there's definitely something in there. That'll help Zelda make up any gap, definitely.
I mean, that's a pretty big advantage for Zelda. Again, having both Butter Sword and the Silvers is gonna especially also make the Cold Stare fight a little bit more convenient, and also like the entire Ganon's Tower section.
Those are some very smooth laser bridge skips on Maximum Barnage's side now.
Yeah, and smooth fight from Zelda.
It does look like Zelda is in fact picking up his crystal first, but Maximum Barnage isn't going to be far behind.
They might.
Zelda will have to do the long climb up that mountain, so we might actually be seeing a high five outside of Ganon's tower, which would be incredibly exciting.
They're gonna be very, very close into entering Ganon's tower.
Neither of them is going to believe it was this close, I bet.
Varnish is probably gonna be entering a little bit earlier. Maybe like half a minute.
Wow, if you told me when I woke up this morning that I was going to be commentating a race like this, I would not have believed you, but I'm happy. I'm really happy I'm here.
Same, dude, same. I was like, yeah, okay, you know, okay, why not? This is so epic.
Yeah.
Alright, they are both, and chat is already on it, I was just about to say that. They're both making their way to Ganon's Tower, so there are 22 chest locations in Ganon's Tower. We need the big key, we need that big key, but where will we find it? So feel free to make your guesses. Oh, this is so close. This is so close. This is so close! Oh my god.
Let's see, it starts the animation at 1:35:47 for maximum Varnish. Let's see what it will be for Zelda.
It's like 7 seconds.
It is 7 seconds. Wow.
But Zelda does have the advantage here with both the butter sword and the silver arrows, so this will come down to execution a lot.
Yep. Maximum Varnish opting to go right side first. Will he be making the tail room gamble? He does find a mirror shield. And to be smart, Zelda meanwhile is opting to go left side first. And it looks like Maximum Varnish will actually be following him. So if we find the chest, if we find the big key here on the left side, it'll give Zelda a slight lead. Unless we could, and considering he went immediate left side, we might actually be seeing the Dark Magician route of ZelGadissan. That's just number 3 for him. Oh, 4 total. It's actually really weird to keep track of that now.
It is pretty weird to keep track of it, yeah.
Yep, Zelda does appear to be opting to go the Dark Magician route, so we'll be seeing a full right side from him, while Maximum Varnish will probably be continuing on the left. So, if you're wanting ZelGadissan to win, let's hope that he will find the big key right now in the right side of GT. If you want Maximum Varnish to win, well, the opposite applies.
Uh-oh, Zelda.
Ooh, that was a very close one.
Okay, so if you want to have a close match, you probably want to...
No big key on the right side, it might be on Ice Armors.
See, he probably is going to go for... Yeah,
Yeah, if he's following the full Dark Magician, yep, he's definitely going for it.
Definitely.
I believe it would be the most exciting for our race if the big key was found on the Ice Armors.
Ooh.
That's
did he already trigger the tiles? I'm not sure if he did. No, he did not.
Could like it. Ooh.
See on Varnish's side. Is it in there? It's not in there, which means it's either tile room or it's...
Or Bob chests or Ice Armors.
Bob chests or Ice Armors.
If it's tile room, that's gonna be interesting to watch, because both of them, it'll take a while for both of them to reach there, though Maximum Varnish will actually be reaching that area first.
At least we are back on track with the items, so we have picked up 17 items.
Yep.
So Bob Chest is going to be number 18 right now. Hi Bob.
Just 20 rupees.
Yeah, it's so synced right now. With the only difference that Varnish did not check the right side yet. But he probably won't need it. This would be such a perfect fit to this race if it's actually tile room though.
Yep.
Oh, and Zelda, yeah, he does have the silver arrows, so this is a lot better work. It's not in here. It's not in here!
Oh my god,
It's the tire room! Are you serious?
This is ridiculous.
This is insane, right?
That actually gives the lead back to Maximum Barnage, I think, because he has less chests left to check. But it does mean that we can safely call our big chest winner to anybody who guessed number 22.
This is so epic. I mean, why did no one gamble? They must be feeling like so far behind.
Yeah.
And the best part is I mean, in their mind, they are 15 minutes behind at least, and then they're in Ganon's tower and they don't see the opponent having that done yet. I mean, you must be thinking it's in the tile room, right?
Yeah.
And basically any rest hope that was remaining at that point is basically drained.
Oh lord. Yep, Maximum Barnage will soon be finding out there's only a single chest left for him to check for the big key.
Yeah, but he is at advantage now because he does realize that earlier than Zelda does.
Yep, Zelda still has a couple rooms left to go before he will realize the tile room is the play to make.
He only has this chest and then the randomizer room.
Yep.
But Zelda does have the butter sword and the silver arrow, so this is so interesting. This is so cool.
It is literally impossible to predict right now which of these two is going to win this race. And once again, considering the circumstances, that is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
For those only tuning in now, what happened to both of our runners was that they found the Titansmiths in the Dark Room and Palace of Darkness and did not realize it for an approximately 15 to 20 minute period.
Yeah. And they were searching for an item. They were basically searching for the Titansmiths, and they would have been in go mode after 50 minutes, but they only realized it after like half an hour later, or 20 minutes later, 25 minutes later.
Yep.
There it is.
Gives him an approximately 48-second lead going into the upper reaches of Ganon's tower.
So yeah, Barnage does have the lead on Ganon's tower right now, but Zelda does have the inventory lead. He does have the butter sword and the silver arrows.
Yep.
So this is insanely close right now.
And I'm not certain on the exact time delta between Silver's and Gold Sword versus just Tempered Sword on Ganon. It wouldn't surprise me if it is somewhere in the region of 48 seconds.
It really depends how well Barnage can deal with only the Tempered Sword. It also depends on how Ganon is moving, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Whether he can get in those nice double spins to speed up the fight or not.
Yeah, exactly. So both of them are making their way into the gauntlet. We'll see. This is all gonna come down to execution right now.
Yep. It's exciting to watch. Silvers versus Nero Silvers.
Silvers means we're talking about the silver arrows, which is an upgrade for the normal arrows, and the silver arrows basically take care of every enemy very, very quickly. And for Ganon, you need these silver arrows technically to defeat him. You need to shoot 4 silver arrows at him, which is very, very quickly. But Maximum Barnage does not have those silver arrows, so he has to do spin slashes with his sword, and that takes a lot more skill and also a lot more time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like Maximum Barnage has been cleaning up the gauntlet quite nicely. A little bit of trouble in this room, but...
How did that fire rod hit the I don't know.
Yeah, the hitbox on it's surprisingly generous.
Okay, but all of those fights, the Lamos as well, Zelga's gonna have a much easier time. But very, very well done by Barnage.
That was a beautiful zero cycle with the fire rod there.
Yeah, very beautiful.
And after the wardrobe rooms came some Aria. Just very satisfying rooms to do.
Yeah, this is so satisfying.
It's also one of those things that, at least when I first played the game, I never really saw the offensive use of the Ganon for Mario, but these rooms are set up so perfectly for it. And once you've seen it done once, you're like, why did I never think of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very smooth on that fireball room too.
So we're getting to a point where if they are...
Oh no.
Ooh, Zelda's not getting that smooth of
yeah,
fight.
Zelda is losing a little bit of time, but not getting the one psych on them though.
It's getting to a point where they must be thinking, how is my opponent still not done?
At this point, I imagine they might have figured out that both made the same mistake or something. Because
No way. No way. There's no way that you have to think. Like, at that point, you are thinking, there is no way that any other person on this planet would be as dumb as I was. That's literally what they have both be thinking right now.
Maybe. You're probably right, honestly.
Okay, let's see. Column fight. Very beautiful as well.
This
Oh,
is Zelga's
Zelga's gonna hurry up here. Yeah, Zelga messed up there.
Yep.
Has to redo the torch room. I'm pretty sure this is also nervous. This is nerves.
Yeah, definitely. This is also something Zelda really can't afford because he's already a bit behind, and well, the gold sword and the silver arrows will make a lot of difference in how quickly it can do Ganon. Any more gap is something he definitely can't use.
Alright, Barnage into the Aghanim 2 fight. Let's see, this seems like a good pattern so far. Nice. That was only double.
Yeah, that was only in double. Those final two hit at the same time, sadly. That's a single.
2-1.
Should be on a double, at the very least. Ooh, just barely missed it, sadly.
Okay.
There goes Aghanim. I believe that was 2-1.
2-1-1. Yeah, 2-1-1-2. The first one, if two of the shots hit Aghanim at the same time, it only counts as one. So now we're gonna see how much time can Zelda make up with the butter sword and the silver arrows. At this point, I honestly think that Barnage is at an advantage here.
I do believe
He has
so,
a good minute lead.
He enters at 1:47.19. We'll have to see at what time Zelda enters the fight.
It all comes down to how well he can pull off these silver last strats here.
Yep.
Gets a good double spin right away on Ganon, pretty good.
Might actually get the... Oh, just barely missed the first cycle there. But he should... This is a really good position for Ganon to be in for this phase.
Yeah,
so
perfect for
three
him.
spins will take him to the third phase. Just getting in some extra spins for good measure to make certain he doesn't miss it. Very understandable.
Oh, Zelda is barely missing the last shot here.
Well, there we go.
So just a reminder, if you see a lot of teleports here on Barnage's side, just a reminder that Zelda will have the same amount of teleports. It is a fixed RNG here. So yeah, it also will come down that Maximum Barnage will have to get the Torch Ditch unless he wants to be in a very, very painful world.
Looks like Zorga falls under hold at 1:48.13, which I think puts him a little bit more than a minute behind. And that's easily enough time for Maximum Barnage to do a temper torch shot. Assuming he doesn't mess up. And I hope he doesn't.
It should be his, unless he makes a mistake.
He's even being really conservative and making use of the lamp instead of the fire rod. Definitely wants to make certain he doesn't have to redo the Ganon fight.
Very close though, and he needs a couple more slasher actually. Didn't count now, but Zelda is on his way. Zelda will make very, very quick work of Ganon with the silver arrows.
Yep.
But I think it should be Barnage's race. It's only... Yeah, there we go. GG. That's it.
Yep. GG to Maximum Barnage for winning this race. very close race in the end. Which is incredible.
Finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 45 seconds. And Zelda will finish up right afterwards. Getting with the... Yeah, GG. Finishing with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 20 seconds.
Yep, what an incredible finish.
Absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything like that before, ever. The very, very unfortunate part is that Zelda actually would have won this if his computer didn't crash. That is actually super unfortunate.
Yep.
So remember, Zelda did have to restart the first couple of minutes of his game because his game or computer crashed.
But man, what a race. What an incredible race.
This is insane.
And
We do have
Bonish.
Hey all!
both Maximum Bonish and ZelGadissan joining us in the chat room. GG to both of you. Congrats, Maximum Bonish, for winning this pretty epic race.
What the heck was that? Oh my god.
My first question to you would right now be, how surprised are you that you actually won this?
The most. It is impossible to be more surprised.
Yeah, that's...
When I found the Titans sitting in my menu, the ultimate hiding place, that location that you never think to check, right? I wanted to throw up.
Yeah,
like,
do you know what the incredible part of this race is?
What is it?
You both missed finding the Titan Smiths and were both running around for at least 20 minutes with it in your inventory, not realizing you had it.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only way.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, you both were down there.
I mean, I have heard of that happening. I have heard of like not being able to see that item in the dark menu.
Yep.
And hold on, I need to turn my volume down.
Yeah.
And I thought I looked. I paused. I paused immediately after picking it up. I looked at my menu.
We saw that.
See it. I don't know how I missed it.
We saw that. We both commented on how you both looked at your inventory after picking it up, and we were both saying, yeah, the glove spot is just a spot that you would just never check in that. Like, it's just something that is just not in your mind. You're just looking for, which inventory space has filled up than what I've had previously,
Because I'm pretty certain you both noticed you picked up the Quake Medallion, but neither of you actually noticed the Titan Smiths until really late. One of you, I believe Maximum Barnage, you actually noticed it through opening your menu, while ZelGadissan found out that he had the Titan Smiths by going to Catfish and picking up a Black Rock along the way and then being like, wait, what did I just do?
Yeah. He noticed it out of
crazy.
accident, really.
That's so crazy. This could have been such a free seed.
It is. We realized that you would have actually been in go mode, I think after 50 minutes or something like that, 50 to 55 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that had potential. That had potential for personal best on my end, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same on my end. That I was on tilt the entire race because I had a power surge here about 3 minutes in as I was getting ready to clear Kakariko.
Oh no!
And as soon as that happened, I was on tilt for literally the rest of the race.
Yeah, and then
so I was doing a bunch of weird things, and then the Titan Smiths. Oh my god, man!
This is that has to be one of the crazier things that's happened in a race.
You just have to rewatch this race. Like, it's just crazy how you just both went into literally every single spot remaining. And I'm pretty sure Zelda would have actually checked even more spots if you just didn't accidentally pick up the heavy rock on the way.
That's exactly correct. Yes, I would have.
It was so epic. I mean, I called it. I called it before you went there. I was like, yeah, he probably does it out of habit. He just probably picks it up, and then afterwards he's like, looking at his menu, just staring. How did I pick that up?
That's pretty much exactly what I did. Yes. After Catfish, I was like, I'm going to Hera Basement. I'm gambling, man. But oh my god.
Well, apparently it made for a hell of a race because we finished within like a minute of each other.
Yeah, that is absolutely incredible to me.
We were
Because the race
actually
could have been very much decided by one of you noting those Titans mid significantly sooner, but instead we got this incredibly close race out of it.
we
I
were
mean,
actually
at least it was
thinking-
entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. We were definitely thinking why none of you actually opted into, just take the full gamble and go for tile room immediately. Because, I mean, both of you must have felt like you were behind like by 20 minutes at that point, right?
Yeah, at least on my end.
I felt like I was behind, but it's one of those things where, like, I will not do the tile room gamble first. If I'm going to gamble, I'm just going to do a full left side and not check right side, or I'll Dark Magician.
Yeah, it's actually also worth noting you two made it a lot more exciting in Ganon's Tower by opting to go for completely different routes. ZelGadissan opted to do the Dark Magician route of checking the left side and the south room first and then going a full hard right side, while you, Maximum Barnage, checked the usual to right side chest first and then went left side. So we were both really excited, and on both ends we ended up figuring out about halfway through that the big key would in fact be in the tower room.
Yeah, you both entered.
I was just expecting, like, I've been practicing, like, hovers, so I was hoping that, like, well, not hoping, but, like, I was like, I didn't check Titan's mid. I memed away 20 minutes of my race. There's no way I'm going to win. If I get to Ganon's Tower, I'll just do the hook shotless strategy.
Yeah, that didn't even get a chance to come up with Swamp Palace being required there.
It was really intense. You both entered Ganon's Tower within 7 seconds, so it was pretty crazy, really.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, I mean, we've got to go back and watch this, and my heart goes out to you, Zelga. I mean, like, I know how I felt that entire race after the Titans mid. I know that it feels really bad to go out on that.
I mean, honestly, I've already done better than I expected in this tournament, so I'm happy, and especially happy that at least this was entertaining. Because, like I said, I felt so behind literally 3 minutes into this race that I was just, I was basically on tilt the whole time, and I'm just happy that something came out of this that was worth watching on my end.
Yeah, no, this was an incredibly good race you two put up.
Yeah, you were one hell of a racer, Zelga. I know going into this race, I think you'd beat me more times than I'd beaten you. So I definitely had a little bit of fear coming in. So
I felt the same way. I was like, I don't know if I've ever beaten this guy. Yeah.
You crushed his weeklies, dude.
Yeah, thanks. I know, like I said, I knew I was in for a tough match and that everyone in this tournament is going to be great. So I knew I didn't have a strong feeling that I would do well. This is already better than I expected with 2 and 4, and I'm just so happy that I was able to take part in this.
Yep.
I mean, there are no free wins in this tournament. If this just watching the matches and other people's streams and playing in them has taught me anything, that everyone is a fierce competitor in this tournament. From the 6-0s to the 0-6s, every single person.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely still like shout outs to both of you for still dealing very, very well with that situation. I mean, it's a very, very stressful situation when you realize, oh, I have been having that. Like, when you found out you had the Titans, did you immediately realize that you had to have it found in the dark room in pod?
I immediately came to that and like was gonna be sick. I was.
Yep, yeah. Same here. I'd never actually picked up a glove in a dark room before ever, so this was my moment of zen here.
But I can at least tell you too that the only reason I personally know this is because chat pointed out it was in your menu all of a sudden, so you are not alone in not having in that regard.
Oh.
So yeah, well, again, definitely shout outs to both of you for still managing that situation, and definitely congrats to Maximum Bondage for making it into the tiebreaker race.
Oh, and for those of you who don't know, for those of you who watched, we got a late restream we got someone picking that up because we asked for a race super early in the morning. So super props to Dude and Genja and Zelnis for just getting this together for us this early in the morning on such short notice. I mean, you guys did incredible, and I really look forward to watching the VOD.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for that. I'd also like to throw a quick shout out while we're at it to our tracker Blastag for doing a wonderful job and keeping track of this craziness going on here.
And Blastag as well, yes, absolutely. Wait, did Blastag catch it right away? I'm curious.
I'm not certain. You'd have to ask him.
Pretty sure not. I don't think he did.
That's nuts. This is definitely going to be one for the ages.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've definitely never seen anything like this before. It's pretty epic. So
many, like, I feel like this could be like a highlight video of like, please God, don't do this.
on the plus side, this is probably something that will never ever happen to you twice.
No, I will sit in that menu for a minute and a half if I have to.
I'm pretty sure if you will ever pick up an item in the dark room again, the first thing you will be looking at is if it was a Titan Mitt.
Was it the Titan's Mitt? All right, cool. Yeah. No, okay.
Now I can look at the other stuff. Yeah.
I saw Quake and I was like, oh, okay, that must have been it.
Yeah.
And actually, when Helmasaur dropped the map, I was sitting there thinking, wait, I thought he had an item, but I never actually put it together in my head that I was missing the Titan's Mitts.
It was pretty incredible because you both checked your inventory so often, and we were like, I think it was Barnage. You were looking at your inventory at some point for like 5 seconds straight, and I was like, okay, we were both like, oh, he has to notice it right now, right? No, he does not notice.
No, so it was
crazy.
When I've had that happen before, and when I'm going fast through Palace of Darkness and Dark Rooms, frequently the main things that I was looking at is I normally don't watch my bomb and arrow counts when I'm picking up those chests. Mm-hmm. So if I pick up bombs or arrows, those also don't, or something doesn't show up. That, like, I know the big key doesn't show up, and there's at least another couple of items that don't show up and also don't appear in your Y menu. So I was like, oh, it just must be one of those because I looked for it.
I want to say that bombs definitely do show up, though. I'm not sure, but I think bombs show up.
Yeah, you're definitely right about bombs now that I think about it.
Yeah, from what I know,
I think things like single arrow, like some of the odd items, maybe bomb upgrades. I'm not sure. There's a certain subset of items that don't show up and don't appear in your Y menu.
I honestly could not tell you which items show up and which don't, really.
From what
I'm definitely going to do some homework.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
I've noticed sword upgrades don't show up in there before, but that's kind of minor in comparison.
Yeah, that one's pretty easy. As soon as you swing your sword and kill a dude next, you're like, all right, I got that.
So one more thing, Zelda actually had another advantage. He actually picked up both the butter sword and the silver arrows, and that was another thing that was on our mind because he had an advantage on that. Like Maximum Barnage, you actually skipped the ice, like in Ice Palace, you skipped the chest where you had to kill the 2 ice golems there. Mm-hmm. That was the butter sword, and the silver arrows were in the hookshot cave.
Well, I was like, well, I should have been in Go 20 minutes ago. I'm certainly not stopping for any chests now.
Yeah, we figured that, yeah.
That's a very wise decision overall, and it paid off because you won.
4 minutes and 43 seconds in the menu, and only about 1 second of it realizing that I had the Titans in.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. The reason I picked up silvers is because I did Turtle Rock immediately when I realized I was in Go mode, just because I wanted to see the medallion, and so I stopped in Hookshot Cave just in case Ether was going to be needed for Meyer because I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, we figured that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna get going and lie down.
Yeah. So again, time to wrap it up. Thank you guys very much for that absolutely fantastic race. Both of you, Maximum Barnage, ZelGadissan. Make sure everyone to follow these runners. They've done a fantastic job over the entire tournament and providing us with this very, very amazing race. Definitely make sure to give them a follow.
All right, thank you for being an awesome opponent, Zelga, and thank you, commentators and restreamers and Tracker, very much.
Yes, thanks everybody involved for putting this together on such short notice. And Max and Barnes, GG's, man, and good luck in your tiebreaker race.
All right, I'm gonna take it down for you, man.
No.
All right, later.
Later. And well, thanks everybody for watching this race on Randomizer Mania. If you enjoy a link to the past Randomizer, make sure to give this channel and the other Randomizer Mania channels a follow, as well as, of course, the Speed Gaming channels, because we quite often have races of this game here, as well as other exciting races. Once again, a shout out to our two runners, and thank you again, Zelda, for quickly arranging this restream. And thank you for watching. That's it for tonight. Well, I say tonight, I should say today.
Today. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for commentating, dude.
Yeah, and thank you for joining me on commentary.